Hey everyone, it's Jessica Brigden of Jess B Creative Cardiology. Thanks for bearing with me. I've been trying to get here on Facebook Live and having a little glitch there with my technology, but I'm thankful that it's working now. So we are on session 8 of our From the Heart Friday. And so first off, last week we made these 2 cards, and I want to thank everybody who watched and shared and liked my videos. And so the winner of our From the Heart Friday Pick a Card is Pam Simmons. So thank you so much for watching, Pam. If you could message me with your address and which card that you liked best. So if you liked the Poppy Parade with the Mango Melody, or if you like, sorry about that, the Pacific Point with the Real Red. So hey Luann, how are ya? All right, so Pam, go ahead and message me. And I have a fun challenge for us today. So I'm gonna see if I can move the camera a little bit. I want you to get a look at my shirt. So this is the inspiration for my card today. So taking an everyday object, such as the clothes that we wear, and turning them into a card. So I was looking at the colors here, and I really wanted to imitate the flowers. So, this side you can see a little bit better. So I decided that I would do a little bit of Highland Heather and some Melon Mambo for the pink. And then of course I've got some basic black going on. So to do that, I decided it would be fun to use the To a Wild Rose stamp set. And this is great because it's a three-step stamp. So we have our base image, and then the second layer, and then the third is the outline. So I'm going to grab my Stamparatus and we'll get started. We're gonna do, backwards here, the Highland Heather, and then the Melon Mambo, and then the basic black, and create some fun stuff. So let me see if I can get the camera switched down, and we'll get started here. And all right, so I'm gonna flip it, excuse me, go to the table here, okay, and then flip this back, there we go. Okay, so I just need to now move my camera and my stand so that we can see everything properly here, get it straightened out. All right, I'm gonna move this up just a little bit. So I'm actually sitting today. I have a class starting at 4, and so I kind of needed to have my house picked up and things ready to go, because I tend to make quite the mess when I do these little videos. So I need to make sure I have things ready to go for my class. So as you can see, the August hostess code here is ZYU 6HRHW. So anybody that places an order and uses my hostess code will get one of our beautiful cards that we make today. And of course, if you like and share and comment on my video, then you'll also be entered into the drawing to get one of the cards as well. So like I said, we're gonna start with the To a Wild Rose, and I've got my Stamparatus here. I've actually got it all set up, so I've got all 3 pieces here. So we're gonna do the solid image first, and then we'll rotate it and do the second one. And I've got my detailed image over there. So what I'm doing, I've pre-cut, I'm a little more organized today. I have pre-cut some pieces of Whisper White here. Just gonna add that to it. And because this is hey Janelle, how are ya? We've got Luann and Janelle watching. Thank you, ladies. So because this is a photopolymer stamp, I actually have my new deluxe foam mat. When I saw this in the catalog, it didn't click with me, but it is an additional piece of foam, and it's got a laminated piece of the grid here, just like if you were to use the base. But gives it just a little bit more cushion. And I have a piece of the grid paper here too, because when I do this Actually, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna stamp off first because my Highland Heather ink pad is super juicy and it's coming out a little bit darker than I wanted to. So I'm gonna go ahead and ink this up, and you can see it's super juicy. So I'm gonna stamp that off all the way because that's way darker than what I wanted. So now I'm gonna put my Whisper White up in here and just go ahead without re-inking again. I'm gonna stamp it all the way. And there we go, that's much better. Not quite nearly as dark. So we pull this out, there we go, pull it up and flip for the second layer. This is the Melon Mambo. So the second step here adds a little bit more detail. So it's kind of an unusual color combo, but I like this. We were playing around in class yesterday with the color combo of Flirty Flamingo and Blackberry Bliss. That's another good one. And today we have the Highland Heather and the Melon Mambo. So another kind of a strange combination, so to speak. And then I'm going to use my Memento Black. So you could use Memento or the Stays On. For this project, it doesn't really matter because we're not watercoloring or coloring with the blends alcohol markers because Stampin' Up no longer has their own black ink formula. So I'm going to use Memento. It's actually a little bit better for the photopolymer stamps than the Stays On. But this is not a juicy foam pad like the others. So I'm gonna go ahead and ink that up pretty good. Oh, my leaves are sticking. And then close that right over it. How cool is that? So do you think I did pretty good? You can see my color combo. I think it matches pretty well. Now, usually you do green leaves, but on my shirt, you can see they also did the leaves in that unusual combo. So I'm gonna pull this out for a second. I guess I'll just move that up there. And I'm going to stamp a couple of leaves as well. Just making sure I've got 1, 2, and then my third layer. So again, I'm gonna do the first in the Highland Heather, but because it's so juicy, I'm definitely gonna stamp off here. And then I don't want it full strength, so much better. And then my second layer will be again in the Melon Mambo. And we're gonna go right over top. Kind of see it's got some of the different colors popping through. And then I'm gonna do the fine detailed image, if you can see it there on the camera, with the basic black. I'm gonna go right over the top. I think that looks really cool. All right, so I want my flower to have 2 leaves. I don't quite have room on here, so let me set this aside. Grab another scrap of, well, it's not a scrap, but a little piece of white. Make sure I got this, okay. So technically, I mean, the Highland Heather works really good here. I think I would almost prefer to do it in the Purple Posy. Of course, Purple Posy is not available for purchase quite yet, but the good news is that Stampin' Up has decided on an ink formula that they are happy with, and it's been tested and approved, and so Stampin' Up is in the process of manufacturing those new Purple Posy ink pads. As soon as they get their stock in and built up, then they will release that to the public. So hopefully that will be coming up soon. I'm thinking September sometime. So I've got flower and 2 leaves. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just wipe all of this off with my chamois, which you can see here when it comes, it's this pristine purple color. Hey, Mary Jo, how are ya? And I'm gonna just wipe this off a little bit. I'll probably do a little more stamping here, so I'm not gonna get too worried about how clean they are. And of course we have that new photopolymer stamp cleaner, which helps to remove this pinkish stain from them. Okay, so I'm just gonna get some of that up off of there and set this aside. Move that a little bit. Okay. All right, so moving that aside, cover my ink pads so I don't stick my arm in them, because that's always what I do. And finding rhinestones in the most unusual places, like stuck to my dining table. Okay, so we've got our pieces here. And the wonderful thing about the To a Wild Rose stamp set, hey Margaret, are you and the kiddos watching too? Margaret's son wants to come stamp with me, which I think is awesome. He's quite the little stamper. Actually, she's got 2 little stampers. They do a great job. And let's see, so I'm going to use a couple of these die cuts. Love this little accent piece here, so that'll kind of look like a trellis. And then the nice thing with the new framelits here is they get right up close to the edge. So if you've made a little boo-boo or something off to the side, it doesn't matter because it will cut right close. And then the leaf cuts out just like that as well. So let me set these aside and run them quickly through my Big Shot here, which I've got set up. So now with this, I've just got my, this is the thick base plate. I do have my tab in there and then a clear plate. And then I'm gonna line up my cardstock. Now your Big Shot is tighter on the ends, so you want to place your cardstock somewhat close to either side, and that way you'll get more pressure as you crank that through. So bear with me, I'm going to go through, jiggling the camera, sorry about that. Go all the way through and then crank it back. Okay, so it's awesome, it comes right out. I should have my little brush here, but I don't. So I'm gonna just take my little snips. Oops, excuse me. Poke it through here. Okay, look how easy that came out. All one piece. I didn't even have to cut any of the little pieces out of it. So that's ready to go. So we've got, I think I'll do a Whisper White layer that we can add our little border on. And I'm gonna go ahead, whoa, somebody's driving by in a hurry. Go ahead and use glue dots on these, and I'm gonna place them right behind the little flowers, because I don't want the sticky popping through as we're, as you send the card. So I'm gonna just go right down the line here and just behind that center flower on each. And then line it up a little bit from the top to bottom, and it should be, yes, should be pretty even there. And then I'm gonna go ahead, I've already cut. So this Whisper White piece is 3 3/4 by 5. So 3 3/4 across the top and then 5 inches long. Got some goop there. I'm gonna mount that on a basic black layer that I have cut to 4 by 5 1/4. So just a nice little mat. And then you tell me which you prefer. So I've cut a sheet of Highland Heather as well as a sheet of Melon Mambo. Hey Pam, how are you? So I think you're just jumping in. Actually announced at the very beginning of my video that you are the winner from last week's drawing. So message me with which card you prefer, the Pacific Point or the Poppy Parade, and along with your address. You can private message that to me if you like, and I will stick one of the cards in the mail for you. So thank you so much. All right, so do we want the Highland Heather or the Melon Mambo? Because these are the flowers that we've got going on. So let me die cut those as well, and that way you can get a better idea of of what that's gonna look like. All right, so I'll run that through. Okay, so there's our flower. Oops, upside down. There's our flower. And then I'll die cut the leaves here real quick. All right. Oh, it's so beautiful today here in New York. It's like 78 and sunny and nice, and there's a good breeze. So I think we might actually go to a park tonight and listen to some music. We've been so busy this summer that we haven't gotten out to do a lot, but I think tonight it's too nice to pass that up. What do you guys have planned for the weekend? A little stamping, I hope. Okay. All right, so now we've got our flowers, our leaves. Try not to lose all these little pieces. And we are going to, you know I love dimensionals and I use all the little bits. So I'm going to put several. I like to do things in a little trio, and that way they get nice and stuck here. And then the leaves I'm going to use my glue dots for. So, all right, so let's see. Seems like I'm getting, the consensus is the Highland heather. So I'm going to go ahead and fold the card base here, just real quick. All right, and we'll add some adhesive here to the back. Little snail trail there. I don't know if you guys know that, but SNAIL is an acronym, and it stands for Simple, Neat, Affordable, Inline Adhesive. That is a mouthful, so that's why we call it SNAIL. Okay, so pull off the backing of my dimensionals here, and out of the sentiments from the stamp set, I really love this one that says, "True friendship is one of God's greatest gifts." I think that's so true. I've been best friends with my best girlfriend since we were 12. That's a really long time. And I'm assuming you can guess how old I am. I'm not going to tell you. But I'm going to ink that up with the Highland heather. And because this sentiment is so large, it's not really going to fit here on the vertical angle. So I'm going to stamp it down here in the corner. Alrighty. And then I'm going to add my flower. I kind of want that to, see how we want that to peek in, kind of angle in here. And then we can use our mini glue dots. I'm gonna just stick one on this little, where the leaves meet here. And then kind of tuck them, see how we want that to go. Tuck them in here, so they're climbing the trellis and then framing our words there. All right, so let's see here. Well, that kind of makes it nice there. No, I don't think I'm gonna frame it in this way, but I'll go right out here. And I think that looks pretty cool. But of course we need some bling. And because I used the Melon Mambo, well, yes, because I used the Melon Mambo, that means that the Glitter Enamel Dots, these are in Melon Mambo, so those will match. I'm gonna pull some of these out. I like to keep all my scraps, all the little pieces all in the same bag here. And then I've got my little take your pick tool, and I'm gonna pry one of these off. I think I wanna use the biggest one and stick that right in the center, a little sparkle. And then maybe we can add a couple more. They come in a couple other sizes. I'm gonna go with the smaller ones. Let's see, maybe right up here. And then another baby one. Maybe we'll stick that right down here. Kind of make a triangle and a vision so that the eye travels with you. All right, so that is the card with the Highland Heather. And actually I did do a little playing ahead of time, so let me show you what it looks like in the Melon Mambo here. So same exact card, and this time I just did it in the Melon Mambo leaves in the background. I didn't add the extra bling. Let me go ahead and, all right, like what did I do with my, take my pick tool? How could I lose it already? All right, get that on there. Oh, stick it in my finger. Okay. Oh, you know what? The purple ones would look really pretty on this, have a little bit of contrast. So let me, now these are in Gorgeous Grape, but Gorgeous Grape is actually just a darker tone of the Highland Heather. So then I'll get a small one here. And let me see if I can pry that off. So it leaves a little bump, but you know what? I can reuse that with a glue dot on another project. Let me stick it to my dimensional sheet. Try not to lose it. And I'm going to use one of the large purple flowers. Ooh, cool, huh? All right, so I thought those turned out pretty neat. And again, if you're just jumping in, then this was my shirt and that was the inspiration for the projects. You can draw inspiration from anywhere. So again, go ahead and leave your comments and like and share the video so that I will do a drawing next week for one of the winners of these cards. And of course, if you do place an order in my online store, I will send you one of these. I also wanted to jump in and let you guys know that I actually have I have a couple of kits left for my Mosaic Mood card class. So I've got everything cut and prepped in this handy little packets, and it's for 8 cards. So you do 2 of the Yellow Roses special day cards. Of course, you can stamp whatever greetings you like because we don't include the stamped images in the kits. And then I've got the Hummingbird frame cards. So you do one with the yellow stripe in it, and then we've got one with the terracotta tile. So you get 2 of each, and then this is what I'm calling the Red Rose Hummingbird card. You do 2 of those. And then the last, number 7 and 8 are for these cards with the red roses and the blushing bride and the garden green, and these are cut. The roses and the hummingbirds are cut right from the Mosaic Mood Designer Series paper, and then I love these little flower faceted gems. So in my kit for all 8 cards, I package them up in these little envelopes. So you get a whole strip of the flower faceted gems, and then the supplies for each card are already cut and prepped and tucked in here. I've already die cut the frames. You just need to punch out the little pieces there. I've tied the bows. So you just need to provide the adhesive, and everything is ready to go in there. You would need little paper snips to die cut those flowers, but again, I've got hummingbirds and all the pieces, and then the other one here, everything has been cut and is ready to go. So these card kits are $35, or if you place an order of $75 or more in my online store, then I'll actually send you the card kit here for free. So go ahead, and if you shop online, I do appreciate that. And okay, so a little thing about next week's Facebook Friday. My husband and I are actually going to be attending a convention in Pennsylvania for the weekend. And we're really excited. The theme is Love Never Fails. And of course, with everything going on in the world, we can definitely use more love and see how we can show love, be more loving to other people. So next week, well, I will announce a winner. I'm also going to pre-record my live session, so it will still be posted at 3, but I am going to do a tutorial for this, the long-awaited tutorial for my bird ballad bird cage here that I had prepared as my 3D item for my bird ballad presentation at Onstage back in April. So people have been asking me since April for a little tutorial here on how to make this cute little bird cage. And so I will post that next Friday in lieu of an actual live. And then we'll be back on track after that. So I hope you tune in again, and I want to thank you guys so much, and we'll talk to you later. All right, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.